Hello and welcome back to Timberborn. This is the start of a brand new series, and today we're going to be trying out a custom map. So, we're going to select new game, go to the Ironteeth, and we are going to pick a custom map. So I've had a look for super hard maps, and I've decided we are going to try this one called Deadland. It's by someone called Atlas D. Payne, so I'd like to thank him for making the map, and I have had a quick fly around, and we'll talk about that shortly. But first we're going to go into hard mode, and it wouldn't be playing without going into hard mode with it. So I'll see you after the jump. So, welcome back from the jump. I am going to call this Platformtopia 2. In the same way that JC names his settlements, I believe we have settled on a naming convention. So, let's pause straight away. This map looks difficult. So, let's zoom out. So there's a very large map, and as you can see, a lot of it is red. I think the map maker has done an excellent job on this. I've only had I haven't investigated the map too much because I don't want to ruin from the gameplay. But I've looked in slice mode, not slice mode. I've peeled the layers back and looked at some of the stuff. So we have quite a lot of bad tide drains, quite a lot of water sources going on, which is exciting stuff. Aquifers, geothermal points, bad tide drains. So I think we're going to have a lot of fun with this, and I think the flow is going to become an issue. So let's jump to where we start out. We start out here on the side of this map. Our initial water source is here. You can see it there. So you can see that our water source is there. So we are nowhere near getting up to plugging this at any point. We also have this bad water flowing through here. So I think the first couple of cycles are going to, as usual, are going to be super crucial on this. So let's get straight to it. So we have these here. This is diluting out the bad water, so that's fine. But we also want to stop the bad water coming down here in the first place. So this gives me a duality of what I want to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to drag the path around here. We're going to put a path here, and path here. And we're going to go up here. So we can make use of these bits, which is good. We want to make use of these bits the best we can. I might even just, make it so they can get up and where they want. The wood I'm going to cut down first is going to be over here. So I'm going to cut down all of these pines. And we're going to put in 2 lumberjack flags straight off the bat. And we're also going to do what I love to do and get 2 extra workers in here straight away. So this is going to be our initial food source. Yep, that seems reasonable. The only other thing I haven't thought... when I did my fly round, I looked mainly at this from a point of view of how are we doing the water. And I didn't think, how are we doing the food? So this is going to be an interesting bit of gameplay. Because we could put food up here, but it would sort of... we would run out of food very quickly because... this is a waterfall, so I think we have to kind of come down here for food. But I'm not sure how we're going to do that. We don't have steps yet. So we are going to maybe have to just put stuff in as and where we can. I will also put some blocking paths in so that the berry bushes don't grow out. So what we might do is we might intersperse our craftable food, isn't the word, plantable food in with everything else that's going on. And we might come down here and do some stuff down here. This is a very hard start. I don't think I appreciate how hard this start was. We're 5 minutes in and we haven't even put the gate... well, not 5 minutes because I'm going to cut the intro, but... we haven't even thought about that. So, first things first is berries. Let's get me a gatherer. So, we're going to put gatherer in... probably there. Gatherer's going to go there, and for water, there is this lovely little mini... reservoir down here. Where is it? I genuinely think Folktales may have been the better shot for this. So this might be a very short series. But so if we lower this, you can see there is a gap here and there is a little mini reservoir here. So we can put water in. Oh god. So I can put my pump there. As for farms, do we go for a feast and famine approach or do we go for... I think we maybe go for a feast and famine approach. What do we reckon? So working days need to go up straight away. Where would a farmhouse best be situated? If I put one there, I can kind of get... So if I put that there, I get all of... Maybe I put it there. I get all of this space up here. So we cover here, here, and here. So what I can do is I can maybe grow some cassava down here and put some kohlrabi around here and see what that looks like. I'm hopeful this isn't going to be a fool's errand. So priority to build... They'll build them equally. And let's also mark the trees for cutting straight off the bat, because I always make that mistake and then we don't have anything. So, the thing I also want to maximise as well on this map is the storage of the berries. I always discuss this as something we should get into straight away, and I would like to do that. So, high priority, next priority, you're also a high priority job. And you're going to be a very high priority job, and then you can be the next priority to be built. Those are our 3 initial constructions. So what crops am I planting and where? Kohlrabi are going to go up here because they have the longest drought tolerance, so we can spend time harvesting them if we need be. Kohlrabi is also going to be down here, and I believe we're going to put some around here. Cassava, which has a slightly lower tolerance, is going to be interspersed in here. Now, you might think that looks horrendous, and to be quite frankly, it probably is. And we may also put some kohlrabi over here, because this is going to act like a reservoir, because the water. So the bad water is the problem here. But this is also going to act as a reservoir during the drought. So we can actually put some cassava over here. I'm not sure what the contamination will do to this. But, you know, I'm going to put maybe a back layer of cassava here. And then a bit of kohlrabi by the front. And we should be able to cover that. Yes, we can cover that. So, let's play. We're going to take this a little bit slower than usual, because I am very conscious of what is about to happen. And well, I think we're going to need some favourable cycles. Oh, you could also get some up there. The early game plan may actually be to farm max. So put another farmhouse in. But we'll see what we're doing. You know what, I'm going to put it in. But that one's going to be priority. That's next priority. And then this one's going to be lower priority. So you are berries. We discussed this. And also, for my sanity, a baby beaver breeding pod. So this should be the first couple of days. So, yep. You're cutting trees down. They're sat on their arse at the moment. We only have 1 extra beaver. The other thing I would like to get straight into as well is science. Science is going to be very important to us. So let's just suck it up and come in with it. That way we can start to work towards foresters and stairs. So we have started to grow the cassavas. So power-wise, I think we're better coming in with a large power wheel over here. And we're going to put in an industrial lumber mill here. And we're going to put a fermenter on this side. Is it horrendous and ugly? Yes. Is it fine? Also yes. And we'll connect all that in. So, low priority, low priority, low priority. And the water is going in. So I am going to play devil's advocate, and I'm going to turn this up just a tad. I also want to get some storages in, because I am scared crapless of this map. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a challenge, and I think it might push us to our absolute limits. But you know, we're gonna give it a go. And what landscape? So we don't start with a levee unlocked. Is there any super easy science I can run to? Is there any there? Oh, we can actually get down into this. So in a drought, we could potentially. And that's very interesting. Is there any super easy science? Because I assume science appears like on the Doesn't appear there is. Which is a bit upsetting. I know there's a... I did see that there was a... I'm sure there's a... Or was this another map I was looking at? Might have been another map I was looking at. I was sure there was like a satellite dish somewhere. Oh no, there it is. But we are not getting up there anytime soon. What there isn't on this map that I couldn't see was any bombs. So there is that. And we have a mine close by. So let's keep it going. You are pumping for us. Good, we are getting water. And we're going to speed up a bit. So for day one, I think we're doing okay. This needs to definitely be built. We're going to pause you. We're actually going to pause you as well. Does that mean we put in? Maybe it does, just speed up a bit. To get that built. So that's going to allow us to, I mean, we've only got a couple of pine trees left, but I would like to get the science in and get to levees, because I feel like levees is going to be very important. Not as important as some stuff, but a bit more important than we think. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to put in... We can path over, so where would the best place for a dam to be? Where we can reach. 1, 2, 3. I don't know whether... the district centre is going to be an issue, but we can... Not district centre. I don't know whether the contamination is going to be an issue. I really don't want to delete the baby oaks. Maybe we come around that. Because it must nearly be done down here by now. Beavers. It's not connected by any paths, of course it isn't. So we should have 2 beavers in there. They should get planting straight away. And do I want them to go for... We're going to have 2 farmhouses soon anyway, so that's going to be fun. And put this storage in so then I can start to... We're also going to lower this. So I want to unpause this because I want to get the berries going. We're going to delete... We're going to delete 2 of these. We don't need them. And then we're going to put in another lumberjack flag down here. And fingers crossed, that's going to allow me to sort of path around a bit. I need to chop those logs down. Lovely. I can reach that now, so that's fine. So that is fine. Chop all of that down, boys. But we do need to head towards a forest of relatively sharpish. So we are getting stuff planted in. Is that closer than these? I guess it is. Cool. I'm really reluctant about putting... I think what we might do is we might put an extra dam there. And we just high prioritise that one. I know that's a probably cardinal sin waste of logs, but we have a lot of oaks down here, and I'm not too concerned at the moment. Why are you hungry? Go get the berries. Oh, sorry about that. Bit of lag. So I think we're doing okay. Day 2's over. Hopefully we don't get a drought warning soon, otherwise I think we get a little bit of protection. Because we are going to go into hyper we're screwed mode if we have a drought. Job balancing I think I'm happy with. I do need to get this in as well. So the idea behind this is the tolerance in here is enough to keep this irrigated. So I think the way this works is it would come out and it would what's the word I'm looking for? It will evaporate at the same level as the other stuff. Yeah, so it will evaporate at the same pace as normal water, so it shouldn't just be nasty. That's what I'm trying to get at. Use your English. So we're going to pop those in. That's going to go in at their leisure, and we're also going to have this guy in now, which I think I'm going to... I mean, you do not need to be doing that, so you can come work in here. Only one worker. Fine. They're putting this in next. So, yeah, that's fine. Then these water tanks. And then that. So that's enough to keep them going. I am going to up the speed now. So this essentially is our only source of water, unless I pump at a lower rate. Or we could put one here, and hopefully it would be able to pick up the water as it drops down, but I'm not 100% certain. Maybe if we put one there. Maybe I did put these in the wrong place. Let's build... What orientation did I connect this? Well, that was a silly sausage, wasn't it? There we go. You think that'd be kind of bi-directional, but I don't know. But we do have some science being produced, which I'm going to need for the forester and the levees. So, in a dream world, we cut the bad tide off, the bad water off by levying this and pushing it all down into here. And we'll see what that looks like. But what we are going to do is we're going to take stock at the end of each day and see what's going on, because I don't want anything to get away from us. Are any of you in... We're not in harvestable range yet. So actually you can be paused and you can go back into here to be... Just chop away. I do need to... We are going to struggle. We're about to run out of wood. So that means that this goes down the pecking order. This is 50. We might have enough wood. I'm not sure. You know what they say about me getting frivolous with like resource? Well, we're getting frivolous with resource, aren't we? I'm standing by getting this. Once that's in, so that's 50, 70, 8, 16, 24, 20, it's just whether we can get behind the scrap. There's that one there as well. And we have got all these birches. So we might be able to get a forester. Fingers crossed. But then we've actually got to build the forester. Is there a way to get up here? Doesn't appear to be, does it? We can also come and get those. This might be over before it's begun, children. My curse is me building me my excessive storage systems and solutions. Right, so we have one extra beaver. Drought is approaching. This is in though, so that's good. Go chop your trees down. And science-wise, we have we can unlock the forester. So that's another 17. So I'm going to pop him down. I think here is good, because we are having to make the most of the space. Some of these berry bushes should probably come up, to be honest. And then after that, the next thing we're going to unlock is going to be these stairs. Because once we've unlocked the stairs, we can come up here. And I can start to sort some of this out and plant up here. So, how much does stairs require? Is that 70? It is 70. And so you can be paused for now. We have chopped almost everything down over here. Missed another tree. So I think we are going to be just okay. That was a bit, you know, flying by the seat of my pants kind of thing. And we're going to turn this on. And we're going to set you to be harvest. You're going to get paused. So you are built, so we can now I mean, you guys down here are doing literally nothing, so be paused. Come over here and you can be unpaused and produce me some planks. And then we can plant some more oaks. Well, we can plant a little bit more of a variety of trees as opposed to just oaks, but ostensibly we can plant oaks. And then with the steps we can also come straight over here once we get the steps. So we are running through. This is a good little diversion. And hopefully we can get to some nice, a nice large amount of trees, because my next step in my plan requires trees. And lots of them. It might also kill all of this, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm interested to see what the water dynamics is up here, how much space we get. So maybe go into harvest mode for now, guys. And I would maybe like you to prioritize the kohlrabis as well. Because, I don't think we're going to be... Oh, the forest is in. So. How many planks does steps use? 4 each. So I need to get to 8 of them. And we can store 13 in there, so that's fine. So, forestry-wise, I want to plant... Plant me with oaks, my friends. This will be the standard. Why are we going straight for oaks and not... I appreciate your concern. I very do appreciate your concern. But oaks are the superior tree, and if we can maximise that from the early game, well, I think we'll be doing very well. So 0.2 days, we're about to go into the first drought. And let's see where we are at. Should be 4 days? 4 days. So the flow has completely stopped. So everything up here dries. Everything up is... So my conclusion that this all stayed was fine. Was good. So what that means is... That means I'm reassessing my strategy. So originally what the plan was going to be was going to be to funnel the bad water off this way during the bad tide. But I don't know if that's a valid strategy anymore. I think it still is the play. I think it still is the play. And I think the play is also... We dam this as well to act as a retaining wall for this. So this has kept all of this marginally irrigated. I planted the wrong crops in the wrong place. So this should be kohlrabis. Because we are not producing cassava. So, we're not fermenting cassava, sorry. So I have 9 planks. I don't have the science for the things yet to get over there. So what I'm going to suggest we do is I'm going to swap you back to planting. And what we're going to do for now, just for now, is we're going to turn this into a big kohlrabi bed. So how far can you reach? You can't reach that far. Maximise kohlrabi. Is any of this like... No, okay. So fingers crossed they're going to change. Plant kohlrabi. 23 kohlrabi. We have berries still. That's fine. This guy's planting these. We have the planks, so I'm going to turn both of this off. Well, I'm going to turn this off and this off. And I'm not going to use any more planks, any more logs, because we don't have any more logs. We have used all of our trees, and I need them to come over here to build this. So when we have 70 science, we'll come over and then we'll start to chop this stuff down over here. I mean, can you actually... Oh, you can't. You can't walk over multiple ones of them. Okay. So I think we're okay. I think we're in a bit of a wicket. But it's not the worst thing. Worst situation we've ever been. Oh, we are literally out of water. Intriguing. Well, I think we've stuffed this already, guys. How many days can we survive without water? Because I literally have no trees to... Well, maybe if we delete that. Water. I also need to delete this, don't I? And you're not doing anything, so you might as well come away if you're not being a good water tank. Prioritize this. And so, fingers crossed, you should be getting a little bit of water out, even if it is only a modicum. Then that's going to allow me to unlock these stairs. Unlock these stairs. No, not there. Stairway to nowhere. And then we can come over here to these oaks. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some lumberjack flags up here. And we're going to mark all of this and all of this for chopping. How thirsty is everybody? Right, they are quite thirsty boys. Food-wise, we're doing not too bad. I'm going to unpause you. I'm going to pause you because you are doing nothing there at the moment. I genuinely thought this was like a reservoir that would have a little bit of water, and I didn't realise it was that much of an issue. Oh, you can put a levee in. You could put a dam on that. So what we need to do is we need to delete this and build that dam, and then rebuild it in record time. Come on, guys, get building. So fingers crossed we survive this cycle. And then you also need to rebuild me this water pump when we do. So fine, we have logs. And I can now unpause the fermenter, so we can ferment some of that, all that cassava we've got going on, because we are now getting short on food. So, fingers crossed they build this next. Well, I have actually told them to build this next. One day, no water. How much water are you getting out of this? How close to death is everybody? This isn't good. I thought I was better at this game. Alas, here we are. One more day to get through. Well, you can actually be paused now because you planted your trees. You getting the logs? I mean, you can also be paused. You are still pumping, but that's turning all of that into bad water. So, this is a right pickle we've got ourselves into, isn't it? Because that's killing stuff now. Because we are pumping out all of the good water. That was a silly sausage mistake from me. So this should be a low priority job. Hopefully no one dies overnight. So, well, as soon as we in the morning, get pumping. Please get pumping. We need to wait for that seep to kick in. Come on, seep, seep, seep out. That has also increased our food. So we have no food either. Even though my best attempts with the food. Come on. Get pumping. Get pumping and get drinking and get eating. And get fermenting. Ugh. That was certainly a cycle, wasn't it? So next thing we need to do is also to dam up this, I believe. So that's the next job to go for. Before we come along here, and we put this in here. And then demolish that and demolish that. And then what we can do is we can put a dam up here and fill it up with water. Yay. And then I hopefully start to head towards some more. I'm going to pause one of these because I don't feel like we need it just yet. Are things starting to improve slightly? Berries are okay. Planks, we don't have enough planks. So I'm going to turn this on and increase another job that we don't need. Water is increasing. This is probably a bit of a fool's errand to continue doing that, so I'm going to unpause that. I'm also going to reduce the amount of beavers we've got here. Whilst, yeah. This is an interesting one. A very interesting one. I don't know whether we've scuffed it from the off, in complete honesty. We have a drought approaching already, another drought approaching. So hopefully, I don't think we're going to get up here for this time. I think that's a little bit of a stretch goal, which isn't going to be happening. So what's going on? This should be built. I do have an extra beaver. Get into there and turn that on. Nope, turn that on. And are you set to prioritise kohlrabies? You are. There should be no prioritisation now, I think, because we have the fermenter, so we are fermenting the cassava. And that's a more reliable food source. So, this should not dry out this time, so we should not get into such a state we did last time. And I'm also going to unpause you as well. But I also... so many jobs to juggle. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put in a dam across here. So then that will at least keep a little bit of water up here. And I know we're going to have to put in our bad tide defense up here when we do it. That's fine. That's just is what it is. We might actually get up here. Come on, guys, push. Push, push, push. Pause. Is it gone? It has gone. I'm going to run a path straight down there and over to here. Oh wow, we can actually get quite far with these natural. So you can come over here. Oh, down here. You can actually get reasonably far. We want to get this into play relatively early on. And I did also notice there's one over here which is going to be very good to get. So once that geothermal vent gets put in, you can just power that perpetuity from that. So that's going to be a good shout. And what I'm going to do is I'm also going to put in a water pump up here. This is more of an emergency pump, but we're going to use it. So, how is that looking? We're still generating science. The planks are going in here. We have a reasonable modicum of water storage. So now I can actually put that tank back in. I don't know if this is going to get put in time, but that's fine. Because I think we can survive with the water we put in here now. Well, fingers crossed we can. Because we haven't pumped a lot. And access to pumping locations was quite difficult. I mean, if that has worked, that's a reasonable amount of water. Well, 0.65, so, I mean, it's fine for now. I'm going to pause that. But what I actually can do, I could be sneaky and run this around the others, so they can build both at the same time if they so desire. And then what we can also do is get in a gatherer flag up here to get these berries. And these berries should then be a... excuse me. Should be an evergreen source, because once we put in our bad tide diversion here, we should have no concerns about... running out of water. Depends how long this drought is. This drought could scuff us. Nine. 6. So, because we're now pumping, we should be fine here. Does allow for a little bit of extra growth as well. So we've retained water here and retained water here. We're going to keep pumping down here. And we are going to keep pumping. Have they used that already? So, this is a pickle, isn't it? So, what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we're going to start pumping over here as well. This is a challenging map, but that's why you guys wanted to see me play something challenging. Run that around there. Putting the dam there doesn't do anything because the floor underneath it is permeable, so that will just flow out from that. So what I should have done is demolished that, and then it's a whole thing. So go on the harvest offensive for the kohlrabies. And we'll see what that looks like. So this should be a high priority job. You cannot be working there because you are not doing anything there. And we are slowly running out of water, but hopefully we get this guy built. So, stretch goals. We want as much more water stored up here as we can. So that's going to require... I mean, do we just... Do we just call sacrifice on that? Don't build that, and then stick a storage up here. Stick a storage up here for logs, and then pick these up and then build those two. So that should be priority. Yeah, let's watch him go. Beaver balance seems to be, well, it's as okay as it's going to get at the moment. Science, we are working towards levies. How much is levies? 120. I knew that. Yeah, so we are working towards levies. We also need to be working towards coming down here and popping in some dam down here so that all of this can stay irrigated. But that is stretch goal again. No, of course it isn't. But now it is. So fingers crossed. Come to me. So we need the floodgate, and we also need the levees unlocked. So, to that end, we're also going to put in... So, you're pumping hard there, fine. You are going to be pumping there. You can stop here. Come down and be done here. So... Pause you. We have 2 worker builders, 2 worker beavers. I don't need planks at the moment, so you can come out, go build for me. Tree chopping, fine. Oh, what we can? Oh, that's certainly a play, isn't it? So what we could do. That's much better. So what I was going to do is I'm going to block it here, but what we can do is we can block it at source here. So what I can do is I can come in with the levees. We need them unlocked before. I prioritise this. I know I'm going to regret doing all of this. So get that. Get me science. Get me science. You fermenting me cassavas, yes, fine. Food is fine. Water's okay. Get me science. Get me science. Come on, 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 come on. Because I don't think we're going to get many more droughts to do this. Well, I mean, we will. It's only cycle 2 day 9. Cassava fermentation, fine. Just produce me the science. I don't care where it has to come from. That's fine, that's gone in there. Well, actually, we want to pause that one, and we want this to be done first, because we don't want the water not flowing. That'd been a bit silly, wouldn't it? They're putting that in, lovely. So, science-wise, drop you down, and we'll drop you down. So what we're going to do is we're going to buy levies. And what we're going to do is we're going to pop one there. Build, build. Fingers crossed if we can get that built in one day. If we can get that built in one day, we're hopefully going to cut the amount of bad water flowing down here. So, that will make this more pure, in theory. That's what I'm going for. So what can I take a beaver from? We don't need you up there at the moment. We've got plenty of berries. What do you mean? Oh. Well, well, well. If it was not the camera angle. Crap. Fine. You win this time. But I do need levies, so. And I still think that's a better plan than what we were doing. I mean, what I could do. Why was I getting so carried away with that? We could do that instead. Oh, that's a genius. Okay, that's a better idea because that blocks that there. Me coming down, I didn't even need to come down. Oh, that's silly. Can we build that? Do you think we can build that in the time we have? You can still reach more of those. I have a beaver in here. I have him there. And we're going to take him out of there because we're going to go back to pumping in here because it's going to be a better source of water. Cycle 3, day 1. Can you get this built? Because I really would like this built. Which means this can then be built. We can't yet. But what we can do is we can come down here to build it. So can you build me this? So you're pumping. You don't need to be pumping. You can be pumping. So that's blocking that. That's what we wanted it to do. Is that just going to increase flow down there? So what I want to do is I want you to come over here and I want you to put this in next. Food-wise we're doing fine. Beaver-wise, I don't know whether to... We are going to need to expand, so we might as well start to think about it. So I will put in a beaver pod. Because hopefully, once this is in, we're just going to have clean water through here. And this is going to become the nasty arse zone. Fingers crossed. I mean, that could be built soon. I mean, these are almost full. So these are going to get built very quickly. Which is going to increase the amount of storage we're going to have up here. Okay, I think we're doing okay. I don't think we bad type proved anything yet. Because I think the flow is going to be exorbitant. But we're not doing too badly. I mean, what could be the play? Nah, they've placed that really annoyingly, haven't they? I mean, excellent map maker. So the scrap being placed there like that is rather annoying. But what we could do, because we start with a scrap metal flag unlocked, don't we? Because we're Ironteeth. We can do that to there. And then what I can do is I can put a scrap flag there and we can start to get some of this scrap. We only need to get rid of that and then we can zigzag through. And we can block that off and go that way. Which would be fine. So, yeah, I think we are working towards a bit of bad type protection. So that's... Look at that. That's all good water. That's all normal. Oh, yes. Okay. This is good. I'm in my happy place. And we're also going to keep storing that up there. I think we've done well this episode. I was a little bit nervous about doing this map. I'm not going to lie. I searched through... I searched Reddit for hard Timberborn. Went through the Discord a little bit. Couldn't find anything. And then a map called Deadland kind of like tickled my pickle. I'm not going to pretend it didn't. I think the only thing is we have pushed a little bit more of the bad water through here. So it is going to cause an issue. But I don't think it's going to cause too much of an issue because I do need to unpause this guy there. How many beavers down are we? We're not producing science. So I might have to start to tweak some stuff. Hopefully, what we can do is... Where is Metal? I can pop him there and hopefully he comes over and does this. Because we only need 4 planks for that. What jobs can I cut? So, I probably don't need you pumping that right now. Farms need to be doing what they're doing. If anything, we need to actually expand storage. So what I'm in the vein of that, I'm going to come in with a medium warehouse here. And we're going to pop in a for kohlrabi. I know you can't reach anything yet, buddy. No, but I placed it the wrong way around. That's what I've done. So it costs nothing to change it, does it? And then what that allows us to do is put in... You don't scare me, drought. You don't scare me anymore, drought. We are living a high life. Because this should all start to then just flow back off that way. So this gives us good water all round. If anything, we can now start to dam all of that up. Actually, we're not going to do that, are we? That's silly. What we're going to do is we are going to levy 2 across. And then it's nice and symmetrical. And they can get to that. And then we have all of that water. So we have this for storage. This guy is probably a bit superfluous here now, so I might even actually delete him in a bit. Yeah, so we're moving on up. I don't think that needs to be there, but I'm going to leave it there for now. And then what we next thing we need to do is we need to think about the next. So we're in cycle 3, day 5. So the next tide could be a bad tide. So I'm guessing we come in and put our bad tide defense in. We're one there. I am going to put one there. And then we're not in floodgate position yet, so I'll put another levy in for now. How much can he store there? He can store 20 there, so that's fine. So once he's taken that, we're on 51 minutes. So this has been a good first episode. I genuinely thought it had us there for a second. But, you know. I backed us. I always backed us. I say with absolutely no conviction that I did. So maybe we see how long this bad tide is, and not that how long this bad tide, how long this drought is, and then we call it a day there. I still can't believe that we can actually use this as arable land. I really want him to get all of that out of there, but I know he has got a long way to walk, so bless him. Oh, sugar, they are putting that in at a rate of knots, aren't they? I don't think it's going to affect this tide, but next time it will. Nice. You've only got to get rid of that one bit. Was there actually... No, there wasn't a way around, so we had to do this. Oh, there is a way around. Okay, you don't need to be doing that, mate. But I'm guessing this is probably more priority now. I don't think we can get it in, but we can get it. We can certainly try. So, this has been Deadland. YouTube will probably not demonetise, but blacklist the video for saying that word. But I refuse to bow to the internet's strange ways. So yeah. This has been fun. Slightly challenging. You can be paused. Oh, you already are paused. 9-day drought. I think we're going to be okay with what we got. I'm probably going to want to... I think we are going to want to put a water pump down here, so let me just do that first. And we could also finish this one up here. But this keeps all of this arable, so I kind of don't want to. That doesn't have to be finished. We just kind of need a bit of a beaver population explosion now, and I was a bit reluctant to do that earlier, for understandable reasons, but let's just see them finish this, and I want to see our bad tide diversion go in place as well. So hopefully that's going to push all of that bad water around that way, which is not going to impact us. This map looked very challenging, and I'm sure it will be, but at the moment, we're not doing too badly. I didn't know whether the anticipation was that you would get up here. Ah, so maybe we need to think about that. So, you know my motto is safety first, so we're going to pop 2 there. Just in case this backflows around here in a bad tide. I don't know what horrendous surprises may come our way. So, how is all of this not like set to cut in? And also we're going to do that. So, sorry. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've enjoyed this a lot. I'm looking forward to getting further in for this because I feel like this is going to be a big challenge. Especially if we want to cap all our sources, do proper bad water diversions, etc. So, this has been Deadland. And, yeah. It's good, it's fun. I'm enjoying this greatly. So, I will see you next time.